can help.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Monday. Whoa, that's hot. Good Monday morning. How's it going, Mary?
Good. Well, I've already spilled coffee, so it must be a Monday.
This is my least favorite series of days. The days right after the daylight savings
Oh,
time.
I know. And it really seems ridiculous to me that 1 hour makes that much difference to us. But I don't know, somehow it does. And just when I think, oh my goodness, it's only an hour. But it is different. You know, it's darker in the morning when you get up. And oh boy, did I love having that beautiful day yesterday and then having it last so long. It doesn't get dark till after 7:30. So that is a pretty nice thing to have. I'm enjoying that for the first day.
But it is dark when you get up.
It is dark. Yeah, it is dark. And I'm one of those people, I have a bunch of lamps I love lamp light. And so I have all these lamps on timers. So now all those timers have the wrong time. So not only am I changing clocks all over the house, and I have a million of them, but I'm changing the clock on each of
Oh,
those
wow.
timers, because if the clock is off,
Yep.
then they come on and go off the wrong times. So yeah, I haven't gotten around to all the clocks yet. Thankfully, I was out of town this weekend, so when I came back on Sunday, I saw that John had changed the main ones that we look at, in the kitchen, living
The
room
important
area.
ones.
Yeah. And so those were already changed. So I think I changed 3 or 4 last night. I have a couple to go, but I changed the one in my car, so that's good. But the lamps, I had forgotten about all the timers, so now I got to go around and do that today. So
I had to laugh. I was at the Home and Garden Show, Fergus Falls Home and Garden Show, presented
yeah,
by
great
Fergus Home and
weekend for
Hardware.
that.
A lot of great people that showed up at that. That was a really, really, really fun event, but I had to laugh because while I was over there,
Oh, got a sneeze coming. 2 sneezes, 3 sneezes.
yeah. Thankfully, I had the
I got you
camera on you.
covered.
Thankfully, I had the camera on you.
Okay.
But while I was there, Jen took off all the film that's on windows. You know, we live in an old house. I mean,
And so you put that film
that film up to help
yeah,
keep
it
it warm.
Yeah, yeah.
She took those off and started opening windows, and so she turned off the heating system,
Oh,
and so she forgot to turn it back on.
Oh,
And
dear.
so
Okay.
all of a sudden this morning I wake up, oh my
Little chilly.
man, it is cold.
oh boy.
62 degrees on the main floor, 64
Ooh.
upstairs. I get up to take a shower. I got to walk past the thermostat. I hit it. And I'm like, what the heck is this thing set at? And all of a sudden it's like off. And I'm like, no, turn it on, turn it on, turn it
Oh
on.
my goodness. Yeah, for sure. Well, it was a good day to take that down. I don't think you're going to need that for the cold
No, I
anymore.
mean, the cold is over.
Right. So I remember having to do that at our other house too. And I remember like, big doors
Yeah.
and we had this bay window that, I mean, you could have put a candle in that bay window and
It'd have blown out.
it'd have blown out all
Yeah.
the time.
We got a window upstairs that's like that.
Yeah, so we always had to cover that too. So I'm well versed. I got pretty darn good at putting that film up too.
Yeah, between Jen and I, we can knock out a house full of windows, and we got
Pretty
a
fast.
lot of windows
I
in that
know.
house.
It's kind of expensive to buy that stuff every year,
Yeah.
though, isn't it?
Yeah,
But what it does save
Beats
you, it's certainly
beats the
worth it.
alternative.
Yeah, it sure does. We even have one door in our house that if it is unlocked, I can feel like a breeze.
Oh,
And then if you lock it,
nothing.
airtight. So that's weird.
Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't shut just exactly right. But anyway, I need somebody to come and help with that because I certainly don't know how to adjust that. But anyway, boy, it sure felt like spring, didn't it?
Yes, and it's gonna feel even better today.
Yes.
I haven't
And then we're
really.
going to dip down on Tuesday,
Yeah,
and then we're back.
we're 67, almost 70 today,
No kidding.
and tomorrow 35 for our high.
Oh boy. Okay, so we cut it in half for tomorrow.
But we're back up towards the end of the week, back into the 60s again. So we do
But
have a
are
lot of
we
good weather.
looking? People keep telling me, oh, we're gonna have a weather maker on Saturday.
We might. Right now they're saying rain. However, if you do go to our KBRF Facebook page, you will find our KBRF poll. And
Okay, the
I'm
poll is
in that vein. I asked, how much snow do you think we're still going to get? Because I don't think we're done.
I'm gonna say another 3 inches.
Yeah, between between March and April,
Oh,
how much snow do you think Fergus Falls will get?
okay. I'm going 6 inches then for
Yeah,
two
I'd
months.
go about 6 to 8 is
Okay.
what I voted on.
Okay. All
But
right.
yeah, head over to the KBRF Facebook page. Let's hear your poll. We had a heavy political one last week, so we're trying to make it a little lighter this week. And
Right.
so,
What was the one last week?
do you think Donald Trump is
Oh,
is he going too fast with the changes, or is he not fast
do you
enough?
know how that one shook out?
If you give me a couple seconds, I can look.
Okay, all right. It's kind of fun. We like to put those polls out there. We like to, get a sense of what our listeners are thinking. It's interesting after the show every day, just about almost every day, I run into somebody that said, oh, I heard you guys talking about this or that, and here's what I think. Or I agree with you or I disagree with you. So I know people are tuned in and they like to give their opinions, and it's kind of nice to just be able to go to a website and click your answer there. But it's kind of fun to know what our listeners right here are thinking about some of those things.
Wow, it's funny though because it's almost divided up in thirds.
Okay. So is
Yeah,
there a don't
we
know
had we
category?
had 60 people answer, and a third of them say no, you're not making changes too fast. A third of them say not fast enough, and a third of them say yes, it's too fast. So basically, 2/3 are saying it's he's not going too fast or he's not fast enough, and then a third says yes,
Okay,
too
so
fast.
we're a third of the people are saying
It's
he's
too
doing it
fast.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and if you watch mainstream media, you're probably going to be thinking, "Oh my goodness, what's he doing? Why is he doing that?"
Yep.
But I think what we're hearing and the voice clips that they're allowing us to hear are just a bit. It's not the whole explanation,
Yeah, you can see some creative editing if you've seen like the whole press conference and then you see the edit.
right?
You can tell who's got the agenda.
So I feel like that is not the picture, the complete and total picture, as is usually the case. I ran into something. Somebody posted this on Facebook, and I thought this was really good. Um, let's hope I can find it here now. Um, maybe I'll have to do. Well, here we go. Um, I thought this was really good, and this is really how I feel. And I am almost to the point of abandoning Facebook because there's so much ugly and there's so much now the president is doing this, and these are sometimes it's my relatives who are
Snooze
and
them for
good
30.
friends. I think I might have to just put them on pause because a Facebook post that you are sharing that has hateful rhetoric in it.
Yep.
A, it doesn't do you any good.
Nope.
B, it changes how people feel about you.
Yep.
And I just think, just stop it. I mean, here we are. This is 2025. America soundly elected Donald Trump as our president.
Yep.
And so here you go, 4 years. I felt I felt like, oh my goodness, this is awful 4 years ago when it didn't go my way, and
Yeah.
I thought, this is awful. But I didn't take to social media and I didn't go out there and spread hateful speech about the president. It just it gets you nowhere except changes the way people feel about you.
Yep.
So anyway, but I did see this and I thought, boy, if this isn't the truth, then don't you wish we could go back? It said, when real Democrats and Republicans were running our country, we didn't hate each other. We didn't vote for parties. We voted for ideas that came from both parties that made us better as a country. We didn't label ideas or parties as racist, sexist, or un American. We did what we thought was best for we the people and accepted the winner as a united country.
Yep.
Now, that takes us back a long time. In fact, it was JFK who, I don't know if he said this, he is in the photo anyway. And I just thought, that's how I feel. I just wish we were out for the best interest of the country, not for the interest of one single party and, you know, what they're telling their whole party to say
I
and do.
blame the 24/7 news networks because they're always looking for something.
Yeah, I think
They've
so
gone
too.
away from news and more to editorializing the news,
Yes.
and I
And
think that's really
right.
skewed everything.
Yeah, I think so too. And social media certainly has not
Oh, social
helped.
media is a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. Speaking of messes, there is a story in the news, and this is a high school. Wait till you hear this. We talk about athletes behaving badly. A Virginia high school track and field star's attempt to get into first place during a race last Tuesday led an opponent to hit her with the baton, causing head injuries. So she is in a relay and she's got the baton and she sees this girl out ahead of her and she whacks her in the head, causing a head injury. According to Brookville High School junior Kayleen Tucker, she's still waiting on the opponent from another high school to apologize. Tucker had set a new Virginia High School League record, Class 3 state indoor championship record in the 55-meter race on Monday, and she was hoping to help her school win the 4x2 relay final on Tuesday as well. However, in the heat of competition, got carried too far by one opponent, as clear video evidence of the race shows Tucker getting struck in the head by a baton-wielding runner from another high school, who also threw it in Tucker's direction after being passed. Tucker immediately ran off the track and fell down holding her head. So, on the back curve, I kind of got cut off and I tried to pass her for the first time. So I let her go ahead, Tucker said in an interview that she posted last Friday. I knew when I got fully on the curve that I was just going to have to push through past her. So as we were coming up in the middle of the curve, we were bumping arms a lot. So I got a little more on the outside of the curve to go around her. When I finally pushed through to get in front of her, that's when she hit me in the head with a baton. Oh my goodness.
I wonder if that school had anything to release or that athletic
Well,
director.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, you'd think they would jump on that right away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's video of it, and so you know it's going around line.
And there still hasn't been even an apology.
Yeah.
But there should be. I mean, aren't there some
Ejections.
not NCAA, but Minnesota or whatever the state is,
Yeah.
state high school league rules.
Oh, if this happened in
something like
Minnesota,
that?
they'd come down on her like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I think they would too. Speaking of state high school league, it leads me to all the tournament action over
Yes.
the weekend. I know we lost our Hillcrest Comets. They succumbed to the same team as last year in the same game. So anyway, our season is done. But the boys, the Otter boys, go forward. Is that right?
The Otter boys take on Alexandria
Oh,
in the
boy.
section championship,
We
so
got a
it might
tough
be
one.
it might be another repeat of the girls' game where the Alec beat the girls, but we got the boys. Let's see them,
Yeah.
come
Do you
out
know
on
what night
top.
they play? Is that
Thursday night.
okay?
You can find all of our sports schedules
You
by
know
texting the
what?
word sports to 321-1926.
Okay. There was a change in that game. I saw it on Facebook and it had all kinds of red exclamation points around it that said change in date. And I think it might be Friday night now.
Okay,
So,
I've just all I know is Craig's schedule that he sent out
yep,
this
I
morning.
think it was originally scheduled for Thursday. Don't hold me to this. Check it out.
I
So
will
I don't want anyone missing the
I-
game on Thursday.
I will check in with Craig Olson. He
Okay.
will send me an updated list, but as of his list this morning,
Oh, well then,
was
because I saw
at
this
Thursday.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay,
as of
so
this
maybe
morning,
that was wrong.
Thursday.
Okay, let's go Thursday. And the worst thing that could happen is
You're
it's not
early.
on and you're early for the game instead of missing it. So let's go with Thursday. But anyway, it was a good weekend. I see more head spuds
The
took home
Spuds,
the state title.
it's really tough for me as a Fergus kid
It
to
is
root for
because we
Moorhead.
always hated the
But
Spuds.
you want to root for Section 8. You want to
You
root
do.
for outstate. And so, I
You
mean,
do.
Stillwater's not, total metro, but still.
I know, but it is as an Otter, growing up as an Otter, pretty tough to root for the
Yeah.
Spuds, right?
Yeah, I played against their coach, Matt Cullen.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, all right. Well, anyway, it's kind of fun, like you say, to see an outstate team take home a state title. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, so more sports to come. Of course, we're not done with tournament time, and that's why there's snow in the forecast over the weekend.
as soon as they get another tournament down there,
Oh gosh, for
here's a
sure.
blizzard.
All right, coming up on 9:30, break for the markets, and we are back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Fergus Home and Hardware. If you have a home, we can help.
Mornings shouldn't start with a sore back and a stiff neck. If your mattress is older than your teenager or leaves you tossing and turning all night, it's time for an upgrade. This is Sherry. Whether you prefer firm, plush, or somewhere in between, we're here to pair you with a mattress that provides the reset you need to live your best life every day.
Fergus Home and Hardware. If you have a home, we can help.
Amplify your brand with Leighton Media. Cohesive brand strategy starts here. At Leighton Media, we'll take your business on a journey of seamless connection across all marketing platforms, radio, digital, event marketing, and more, amplifying your brand's reach and impact. Ready to get started? Connect with Leighton Media today. Our team is ready to work for you. Leighton Media, your success starts here.
Improve yield without an extra step with Quick Shot. Quick Shot is a quality fluency agent and full nutrient package in one ultimate planter box treatment. It provides all the benefits of enhanced flowability, improved singulation, and fewer skips, but with a powerful jolt of nourishment. Go with Quick Shot to help your seed reach its full yield potential. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer for more information about Quick Shot. Always read and follow label instructions and check registration status before use.
What if a lender returned a portion of their earnings back to its customers? Well, that's exactly what Egg Country Farm Credit Services does. Egg Country shares its success with eligible member owners who can receive a cashback dividend through their patronage program. That's the power of the co-op. Learn how you can get started by contacting your local Egg Country office today. Egg Country, focused on ag, focused on you. Egg Country is an equal opportunity lender and provider.
Markets this hour brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a customer-owned cooperative.
Good morning. Market update on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Randy Conan. Grain markets. Corn market now has turned lower. Wheat still hanging on to gains. Soybeans now 7 to 9 lower. Wheat is 6 to 10 higher. Corn 1 to 2 lower. Lowen and Associates analyst Matt Hines says the grains just remain two-sided and mixed here today.
We traded both sides of unchanged overnight. Still markets are a little bit uncertain here in the future. A lot of pressure last week coming from the initiation of the tariffs and then retaliatory tariffs and then backing off, kind of a mixed bag. I think some of it might be a little bit of pre-report trading as well. March typically isn't much of a shocking report, but we are looking for lower corn ending stocks here in the U.S. Soybean and wheat stocks should be pretty much unchanged from a month ago.
And the livestock futures mixed as well.
Feeders have been steady to lower, kind of adding to that here as we go on this morning. Live cattle mixed with front months higher, but deferred a little bit lower. Good turnaround last week with some higher cash feedlot trade. Took actually until late in the day Friday. Here in Kansas, we traded some 196 to 197. Wednesday, Thursday, that was steady to $1 lower, but popped up to 198 live on Friday, and then Nebraska was $2 to $4 higher than last week, 200 to 202 live and 315 to 317 dressed.
Cash cattle market quiet here this morning. Typical Monday going on. Bids and asking prices have yet to be established. Cutouts are expected to be higher with generally light box movement. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Hi. Don Wick here for the North Dakota Gelding Association. We're talking with David Larson of Lost River Livestock. David, tell me, how does a gelding cow handle the tough environment we can see here in the Northern Plains?
The gelding cow can really handle this northern climate. They do well in the summer with shedding hair and being able to get out and eat grass and raise a big calf, but they really handle the winters well too. They don't shy away from the cold. They're a hardy breed. I mean, they really fit this area of the world. I mean, the purebred cows, and then, even crossing them with Angus, which is, I think, where a lot of guys are going to see a big benefit. If a producer has used Angus on Angus on Angus for a lot of years, if you come back on those cows with a balancer bull or, even a higher percentage bull, I mean, you're going to still maintain a lot of those positive traits that you already have with your cow herd, but get that kick of heterosis with that little extra crossbreeding in there.
Visit ndgeldayassociation.com and find the genetics that'll work in your herd.
I'm Mark Oppel with an American Agriculture History Minute, brought to you by AgroLiquid. Maximize yield potential and improve quality this year by supplying your crop with the nutrients it needs when it needs it. Micro 500 from AgroLiquid. Michigan farmers produce over 300 different types of food and agriculture products. Some you might be familiar with, others you may not. Michigan ranks first in the nation for tart cherry production and fourth for sweet cherries. They rank sixth in the nation for the production of milk and first in the production of dry black beans, cranberry beans, and small red beans. And how about potatoes? They're the nation's leading producer of potatoes used for potato chip processing. And of course, grapes. They now have over 140 commercial wineries, more than 3,000 acres of wine grape vineyards.
May wheat, Minneapolis, 7.5 higher, $6 quarter penny. Chicago May wheat's up 8 3/4. Kansas City, 11 1/4 higher. May corn down a penny and a quarter, 4.68. December corn's down 2, 4.52 1/4. May soybeans down 10.5, 10.14 1/2. November soybeans down 8 1/4, 10.17 1/4. May canola is down $40 a metric ton, 6.05 even Canadian. April live cattle down 2 cents, $200.32. June's up 55, August up 45. April feeder cattle down 90 cents, 277.25. May down 37, and August down 5 cents. April lean hogs 27 cents higher, 87.62. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Oh, I can't even think about cooking tonight. I'm so exhausted. You know what? I'll just grab Quick Trip for supper. It's easy and everyone likes it. Plus, I need gas anyway. 2 birds, 1 stone. And it's so affordable. With my rewards card, I'll save even more. Yes, I am winning tonight. Wait, the kids are totally going to want dessert. I'll grab some of their chocolate chip cookies. Maybe for later or, for the drive home. It's fine. Life's busy. Quick Trip's got you. Food's here.
You don't need injections to lose weight. I promise. The FDA is even sending out warnings cautioning people to stop. Emergency room visits are spiraling upward. People are getting sick, with some of them ending up in a hospital and getting surgery. Shots are not a good idea. What you need is a diet that works, and Plan Z is your natural alternative. The ZR50 Crave Control Spray is patented, all natural, and gives you everything you need to stick to a diet. No drugs, no hormones, and it's fast. Losing 31 pounds in just 50 days is pretty impressive. We give you tasty recipes to give you satisfaction from eating. The shots cut your appetite and even your interest in food. That's not healthy. What you need is real food, good food, and you need to learn how to keep the weight off once it's gone. Plan Z is all that, and it sure is a lot less expensive than injections. Check out PlanZDiet.com because you deserve a better diet. PlanZDiet.com.
The process of selecting a memorial to commemorate a loved one can be challenging. After all, it's not something you do often, and you may not have done it before. I'm Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. We've been crafting memorials that matter for over 140 years right here locally. We've helped a lot of friends and neighbors over the years. Our extensive inventory accommodates diverse choices while keeping costs manageable, and that matters. Call or visit us online at fergusfallsmonument.com. Memorials that matter.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me live every Friday on KBRFradio.com or the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. The live stream starts at 12:30 and will be available to watch after the stream ends. The KBRFradio.com weekly news recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorial.com. Memorials that matter.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox. At 2:36, hear what's on the docket at the legislature this week. Then share your views on the time change. You sprung ahead over the weekend, right? Hear the news from the weekend and what's unfolding at the moment. Like, should the Republican Congress shut out Democrats from the budget bill like they do to Republicans? But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. It is 9:38 and 36 on our way up to 67 today, Mary. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. And we think fantastic. We think fantastic food and two Marys and a Dave as we talk Legion.
All right. And we say good morning to Mary at the American Legion. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Well, good. How can it be anything else this beautiful Monday that we're looking forward to? And a little dip in temperature tomorrow, but other than that, a really nice warm week. So feels like spring, and you've got some good spring meals and some delicious desserts that are on tap for March.
We do. Our Wednesday special, let's talk about that first, is a chicken supreme sandwich with tater tots. And that's available on Wednesday, starting at 11. Carry out from 11 until 8, but dine-in begins at 3, so you can get it to go or get it to stay. Just give us a call if you want to make sure we have enough for you and reserve yours. We'll make sure we have plenty on hand. Our dessert features for the month of March, we have a mint chocolate chip ice cream dessert, and then a chocolate mint cheesecake, and a pistachio pudding layered dessert.
Wow.
So all things green for March because of St. Patrick's Day.
Absolutely, and that's just around the corner now. Yeah.
It is. It's a week away.
I know, and all of that sounds so good. And I love that your side for the chicken supreme sandwich is tater tots, because those are so good.
Yeah, that seems like a popular one. Everybody seems to love tater tots.
Yes, I know our whole family, the kids, but even the adults, we just love tater tots. That we use those a lot for a side dish. And, pretty easy side dish, but man, they're good, aren't they?
They are good.
All right.
Popular.
Okay, so that is the Wednesday special and all those delicious dessert features, in addition to, 9 or 10 others. You always have about a dozen to choose from.
Yeah, it seems like the layer cakes right this time of year have been really popular. The carrot cake and German chocolate cake, people order 4 or 5 slices at a time. It's just crazy.
Well, we had a great meal from American Legion last Friday. 3 of my mom's siblings came to visit my mom, and they brought lunch from American Legion. So we all got to enjoy American Legion. We made everybody else jealous as we were sitting eating our burgers
Good
and
for
fries.
you.
Yeah, it was
Way to
so
go,
good.
Mary.
Yeah, and it was really fun. It was my aunt and uncles, my mom's siblings. It was their idea to bring an American Legion lunch. So we had a good time with that on Friday. So thanks for doing the cooking.
Well, thanks for having us for lunch.
All right. Well, anyway, great food always. And, now we're in the Lenten season too. So you have some fish options, right?
We do. We have a few things on the menu that are seafood related, but we've also added a couple. We have walleye fingers now for the Lenten season, and we're also doing a seafood combination of walleye and shrimp that we don't normally have on our menu. So you're welcome to take a look at that as well. And of course, there's other things. You can get a salad without the meat. Um,
All right.
Grilled cheese sandwiches, we can make those. Just a few different things, but the seafood we do have are walleye sandwiches, walleye dinners, a shrimp basket, and now the walleye fingers and the walleye and shrimp combo.
Wow, sounds like that combo sounds great.
Mhm.
All the favorites, and of course, so you really do cater to everybody for every season. So we look forward to all that good cooking. Mary, the hours Wednesday through Saturday.
Right, we're open Wednesday through Saturday. Carryout starts at 11 and goes until 8, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And on Saturday, it's from 3 until 8. And our dine-in hours are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 3 until 8.
Okay, well, we look forward to that Wednesday special chicken supreme sandwich, tater tots on the side, and there's always a treat too. So that Wednesday
Always.
special is a good one. Mary, what's the number to call if we'd like to get it ordered?
Give us a call at 739-4633.
All right, Mary, have a great week.
You as well.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye. Mary from the American Legion. Yeah,
I always like talking to Mary.
I know, we do, for sure. Ooh, chicken supreme sandwich, tater tots.
I don't think I've ever had the chicken supreme sandwich. I
It's a
might have to
good,
give that a
it is
shot.
a good one. And honestly, I'd like to say just double the tater tots because they are so good. And talk about a simple thing, a simple
Yeah.
pleasure. Hey, I've got a new, I don't know, did I tell you about my new potato favorite recipe?
I don't think so.
Using the little potatoes, those little,
Oh,
I mean, I maybe did.
well, just repeat it again in case
Well,
people missed it.
using those little, I don't know what you even call them. Are they new potatoes? You can buy them in a bag and they're those little guys,
Yeah.
and you just cut them in half. And the mixture is, and I can come up with the real recipe, but the mixture includes things like garlic powder, some seasonings, but honey, olive oil, and then some salt and pepper, and there's garlic powder in there. It is so, and then you mix that all up and you toss the potatoes in that, put them on, and I would suggest using, some parchment paper before you put it down on your baking sheet. And then you top it with crumbled bacon.
Ooh,
I
anytime you
know,
type
I
crumble
know,
anything with
I
bacon.
know. And so I think it's a 400-degree oven, and it's in there for about 40 minutes or so until the potatoes are soft, which those little guys cut in half does not take
Yeah.
very long. And then just before you take it out of the oven, I sprinkle, this is my added bonus, um, some Parmesan cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And then I put it back in and toast it till that cheese is kind of crispy. Oh my goodness. They're so good and they're so easy. So anyway, that's my new latest, greatest potato recipe.
For me, my latest recipe that I have been using, and I make it a little different. Jen, my dad, Adam, they really like shrimp. I'm not a shrimp person. My mom's not a shrimp person. So if I'm cooking this up, I got to make so many different dishes in so many different ways. Some have mushrooms, some doesn't have mushrooms.
I know.
But the basic is you cook the chicken however you want. You cook the vegetables you want to go in however you want. So just kind of do them how you want to do them. But the sauce is what makes it. And what it is, it's a cup of heavy cream, a little salt, pepper, a little um, Italian seasoning in there, just generic Italian seasoning, and then put in about a cup of the shredded Parmesan Asiago mix,
Ooh, that
and
sounds
melt
good.
that in with the cream, and then you got to use about a ladleful of the pasta water. Put that in there so it's not too thick, and then stir that around. It takes about 3 minutes to make the sauce, and then you just add that to your noodles and your whether you do chicken or if you do it as shrimp, just kind of put that in there, and it's so easy to do, and
Wow.
it is so good. We were eating out the other day. My mom had a chicken Alfredo, and she's like, "Wow, your version of this tastes a lot better." And I'm like, "Well,
Yum.
technically, I think mine's a tetrazzini, not an Alfredo, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
good."
works. Well, here I missed a few things, but I leave a few of these things out just because I didn't have them. So it calls for 2 pounds of baby potatoes, 6 slices of bacon, And I have mine already done, the bacon done and crispy.
Yep.
And then I just crumble it over the potatoes, and that seems to work pretty well. 2 tablespoons olive oil, 3 tablespoons honey, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and this one calls for a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I do not use that. I don't like anything smoky flavored, so I left that out.
Just use regular paprika.
Yeah, you could do that, but it's really doesn't have any flavor.
That's
Maybe it's
why
just
that's
for
why they have
color.
that's why they've got the smoked, and that's why they've got
I
the
suppose.
sweet. Because all paprika is dehydrated and crushed red bell pepper.
Yeah, I mean, it really is flavorless in my estimation. My mom always used to use it just for color.
Yeah.
Like on top of, she would always put it on mashed potatoes, and then she would sprinkle paprika on the top
Everybody
just for a
used
little
devil
bit of
eggs.
color. Yeah, yeah, same thing. And then there's salt and pepper. I have a seasoning that I love, and it's called simply salt, pepper, garlic. And it's like coarse ground of each of those 3, and it's the best seasoning. So instead of all those other things, I just use that.
Yeah.
And then it calls for fresh rosemary chopped and fresh parsley chopped to add to the potatoes afterwards. I didn't bother with that.
Yeah.
Again, pretty, but they don't really add any flavor. But you just toss that all together, toss the potatoes in, dump them on a baking sheet, and that's it. I mean, it's super easy. So, and it is really good, really good.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah. Okay. How about Gene Hackman? They finally figured out
How
what
he died?
happened there. So what they think is that his wife passed away first, like more than a week before he did, and he was suffering from Alzheimer's disease and also cardiovascular disease, which they believe ultimately took his life. But he may have been, because of the Alzheimer's, just unaware that she had even passed away. Um, she died of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. It's a rare disease caused by rodents, found particularly in the Southwest. And it can come from inhaling, like if there are mouse droppings or you come in contact with them somehow.
Oh, wow.
And it can, I mean, and then it's a pulmonary issue. So it affects your breathing. Anyway, they think they died about a week apart. Investigators believe that Hackman may not have been aware of his wife's death due to his Alzheimer's disease. Their bodies, along with the body of one of their dogs, were discovered in suspicious circumstances at their home. And they believe the death of the dog, sadly, might be that he starved. Because, it
But
had
the other
been-
2 dogs were fine.
Yeah, so I don't know where the other 2 dogs were, if they were outside and had feeding dishes. Or it's a possibility, with those drugs that were strewn around.
Yeah,
Maybe the
that
dog
was
got a
my
hold of
guess.
that. Yeah. So anyway, a little bit more information here, but still kind of a sad story. She'd cared for him all these years.
Yeah.
They were married for more than 30 years. And they just kind of carried on this life that
Low key out of the spotlight.
totally low key.
You
Yeah.
have no idea his political affiliation or his political
Right.
beliefs. I love that when I can say that about a celebrity.
I know for sure. Here is a story about a Maryland hairstylist. She has been accused of dragging a 15-year-old client across the salon after she tried to walk out without paying her $150 bill. So Jayla Cunningham claims that she was done working on her client's hair when a dispute broke out regarding payment. Now, just imagine you've got a 15-year-old kid who is arguing with this adult. The customer said that she sent the payment via Cash App, but it was not received, according to the stylist. As the minor tried to leave, Cunningham allegedly grabbed her by the hoodie, pulled her into a room next to a bag of trash, and told her to stay there until someone paid. Oh, boy. Might have taken that just a little too far.
Yeah, you also have a 15-year-old running up a $150 hairstyle.
Well, that doesn't take very much, I'll tell you. Cut and a color, 150 doesn't go very far.
150 covers me for like 2 years.
Well, there you go. Just be glad you don't have much hair to cut and you don't have to color every.
Well, even if I had a full
5
set of
weeks.
hair, it'd still cost the same. It's not like Justin gives me a discount.
No.
Dave, I'm
You're
kind of
bald
doing
on the top, so
I'm
I'm gonna
doing
give you a
half the work here, so I'm going to knock that price down.
No, I'm teasing.
No, he's got to make a living.
I'm just teasing, of course. Anyway, the teen's mom claims her child sent the money to the wrong account by mistake. Well, maybe mom should take care of the payment, and then maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Maybe mom should take that payment, or the kid should double check when she goes, "Hey, I never got the money. Oh, I sent it."
Let me see.
Well, let's double check where you
Yes,
sent that.
it seemed it got out of hand quickly. Anyway, criminal charges have been filed against the stylist. So there you go. While talking about parents and kids, it says that parents have spent 67 hours annually bargaining with their kids.
Jen bargains, I don't.
You just say, "This is
I
it. I don't want
say,
to hear anymore."
yeah, it's like it's a 5-second conversation with me.
Okay, so they say that pushback often takes place at dinner time. Parents say their kid complains about eating vegetables, say their kids dislike the smell of the food, um, and how the food looks. Kids are fussy, or they can be.
They are fussy, but if I'm
Um,
cooking, they eat it.
Yeah, well, the good news is that with a little creativity, introducing new foods and flavors into familiar dishes can help kids kind of expand their
Yeah.
taste. And I think some of that begins early too. If you teach your kids to like vegetables and try new things from the beginning.
I have to laugh. I feel bad, and I really hope he's not listening with his mom this morning, because I know he's on spring break from college. But I heard that when he was over at his dad's family's house, his grandma on that side forced him. I think he was 16 or 17, or around that age. You know, at the age where you shouldn't be crying if you're eating broccoli.
Oh dear.
She forced him to at least eat one floret of broccoli before
And
he
he
could get up,
cried?
and he was crying as he was eating it. And we're talking
Oh.
like 16 or 17. You don't. There's no crying in broccoli.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't care how
maybe
much
if you
you
hate
don't like broccoli, but wow.
But you know what? And if you're grandma, I don't know. This is me being grandma. I never made the kids eat anything they didn't want to eat.
Oh, my
And I
grandma did.
still do that. And I still do that. The kids, they're going to eat with us tonight. What? Oh, let's see now. This one's favorite is this and this. And I always try to cook the favorites,
I try to cook and try to kind of set up for success when I cook. I try to make it
Right.
stuff that
Something
they're
they
all
like
gonna
and are
like.
going to eat.
Like
Yeah.
like when I was talking about
That's
that
impossible
tetrazzini
because,
dish, I make like 4 different versions of it with
oh gosh.
everybody having their. But it's easy. It's like you put the onions in this one, you put the mushrooms in this one, you put the shrimp this one, you put the chicken here,
Oh
and then you
boy.
got your sauce on this
You are
side.
very accommodating.
Well, it's just basically just separating everything, and then you combine them as, okay, you get this and you get this, yeah, that's
Right.
yours. You get this, that's
Okay, so
yours.
here's what I find, and maybe other grandmas out there will find this too, that even their favorite things, they're used to the way their mom makes it.
Yeah.
And if you don't make it with the same thing, they're like, "Ooh, this isn't how my mom makes it." And they love how that's great. I
Yeah.
mean, they love,
Well, it's
it's
because
good that
it's
they,
what they're used to. It's the flavor and it's the taste that they're
right.
used to.
Like tater tot hot dish. What do you put in tater tot
I
hot
hate tater
dish?
tot hot dish with a passion.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
love tater tot hot dish.
No.
But I only can put in green beans and corn for my kids. They don't want anything else,
No.
and the tater tots, of course, and the hamburger, but no other vegetables allowed. So you got to make it like they like it.
My grandma, when we'd go visit her out on Deer Lake, she was a wooden spoon ninja. So you ate very, very quickly, and you ate everything,
Okay.
whether you liked it or not.
All right. Okay. Well, I always try to make exactly what the kids are, what they love. And then sometimes I even go so far as to reach out to my daughter and say, "Hey, I'm going to make spaghetti. Have you had it recently?" So they're not having spaghetti 2 or
Yeah.
3 nights in a row. So,
Well, I mean, one thing that we do is, like, I'll find a recipe on Facebook. I will try it when the boys aren't at our house, and so we'll try it and see if it's any good.
yeah.
And then we'll go from there, and we'll have like an experimental. Hey, is this
Right.
something
We
you
would
guys
do this
liked?
again or we wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's been a lot of great Facebook recipes that
oh,
I've found.
I
My
have found a
goodness.
ton of them. I just got to screenshot them and just,
Yeah,
well,
me
try that
too.
next week.
I know. The last 2 I tried were both super big wins. One was that potato recipe. How about this? This is really funny. A top secret comedy club in the UK has a new rule for you if you are in the audience. No Botox. How
Okay,
come?
that's a new one.
Okay. The comics are unable to tell if people are enjoying their jokes because their faces are frozen. Okay, and I even know this. I remember a good friend of mine who lived, well, still lives part of the time in Chicago. And she said so many of her friends had had Botox that she said she couldn't tell if they were happy or not. She couldn't tell if they were laughing or not because their faces were just glued in the same position.
If you're happy and you know it, blink your eyes. If you're happy and you know it, blink your eyes.
So anyway, yeah, the comedy club says if you've had Botox, you're out. Can't be here. We want to see a laugh. We want to see those laugh lines. All right, that's going to do it. Boy, hour went fast. Anyway, coming up on 10 o'clock, our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great week.